Welcome, everyone. It's 7:01 p.m. here in Arlington, Virginia. Hi, Marla. I see you're here. Yay, we did it. Um, my name's Christine Clardy with Sun and Moon, like I said, in Arlington, Virginia. But perhaps you're watching this somewhere else on a different day. Today is summer solstice. It's June 21st, 2023. And I want to welcome each of you. I want to give each of you a chance to get settled, get your props, find what you might need to be comfortable. This evening meditation is something that begins with support, begins with comfort, begins with being anchored. So let's take care of the physical body first. And while you do that, you may be even while you're moving around, even while you're shuffling around, you may be including some of the awareness that we have practiced on many, many other evenings. Feeling the breath, noticing your hands, arranging yourself, feeling gravity. And when we come to the seat of meditation, these are among our first tasks. Finding support, greeting the community, feeling the breath, noticing gravity. So we'll start tonight with 12 minutes of some gently guided seated meditation. We'll be working with breath awareness and just really kind of warming up to what is here tonight. If you'd like to gently close the eyes or let the gaze be downward, you might do that. We look to begin to restrict the input, the visual input. As humans, we are incredibly visual people. It's probably our primary sensory organ, the eyes. Let them relax. If awareness of the breath is not easy or accessible for you right now, you might intentionally take your awareness to the belly, maybe even placing a hand over the belly or a hand over the heart. For some people, it's the tip of the nose. Find the place where you feel the movement of breathing most clearly, most accessibly. And reside with that as your focal point for the breath. You might notice not only the breath itself, but begin to attach language and evaluations, adjectives for the breath that you're experiencing. As we settle in and drop in to this meditation, know that we won't necessarily stop the voice, but when we notice the voice and the adjectives and the evaluation, we have the opportunity to introduce a second voice, one that says, I hear you, and it's okay. So we observe and allow. Notice if the mind has wandered. Introduce the second voice, the voice that says, come home, be here, it's okay. Perhaps as you return again and again to that sensation of the breath, it begins to be more complex, the breath itself. Let it become more complex, more interesting. Notice the depth of your exhale. Feel the gently rising tide of your inhale. Breathing in. I know I am breathing in. And breathing out. I know I am breathing out. Each time my voice or a sound in your room brings you to awareness, take a moment to notice the different sensation, how different it is being lost in thought and coming home. Feel the aliveness of awareness, listening for sound, connecting with the ground. Feeling the breath. Don't underestimate this simplicity and its ability to keep you focused, keep you relaxed, keep you centered. We have 2 minutes. In this last minute, as we collect the senses and become centered, there could be the sense of an opening and a welcoming to the presence of other friends who are meditating with us, other beings who have guided us in the past. Simply notice if that's the case for you. And as we open to that presence, you might take the opportunity to set an intention. Again, maybe a hand over the heart or over the belly. No need to make this intention big and grand. Perhaps your intention is to be free of intention just for the next 20 or 30 minutes. If you're ready to move, you might tuck the chin, relax the shoulders, and flutter the eyes open. Lift the gaze and shift to make yourself comfortable. Of course, you're welcome to remain with whatever seat you began our meditation with. And during these little transitional times, I like to share a little bit of my experience with meditation and what might be going on for us today in terms of practice. Today is the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. It's the summer solstice, unless you're in the southern hemisphere, in which case it's the winter solstice and it's the shortest day of the year. So we're experiencing this and celebrating happy solstice all across the globe. We're all doing the same tilt in relationship to the sun, but we're all experiencing that slightly differently. I find in the long, long summer days, I can get actually a little overstimulated with that much light. So I find it helpful when I do my meditation to go to a dim place, go to a darkened room, and maybe even choose reclined for my meditation with an eye pillow. And these are all things we've talked about in the past in terms of establishing your practice. Um, Knowing that being dedicated to the experience of it um, day after day after day and open to the idea that it's a little different each day, I think is what can make the practice inviting. So while some people really like going to the same exact cushion in the same exact place and uh, find that's a gravity, a magnetism for them, I have found that just like the planet tips and tilts and has different experiences, I like to try different places and different positions for my meditation. So if you're still seated, you're still seated. And if you'd like to change, you are welcome to change. I thought we would experiment a little bit next with taking it light, taking it easy on ourselves. On this longest day of the year with so much light, perhaps we can use that light for some insight. Um, I have been without my phone today. I forgot it, and I've just been around without my phone today. It's remarkable to me how different that feels. Just the texture in my mind, the wave of my thoughts is incredibly different. I'm very used to saying, "Oh, that's on my phone. I'm going to look at this and check that. What's the weather going to be? And what happens at this time? I'm in traffic. I need to call so and so and let them know that I'm late." But without my phone, I suddenly discover that I'm just kind of just me. I don't have the whole internet to help me. I can't call and let people know what's going on with me. I'm just me. I just have what I have, and it's disconcerting. But at the same time, I feel light. I feel like I'm getting away with something, and like it's okay to just be me and to not know everything and to not um, be the most responsible person who calls when she's going to be 5 minutes late. So, along with that feeling that I notice of a little bit discombobulation and unfamiliarity of not having that device, um, I have this second voice that's kind of my first notice, right? The voice that's saying, this isn't going well. How can I possibly do XYZ without my calendar or my contacts? Um, I'm noticing a second voice. I'm noticing a second response that feels a little lighter, a little bit less burdened, a little bit less responsible. Like I don't need to know absolutely everything all the time. So, in our next meditation, I'm going to invite you to find the position physically that's comforting to you. And then let's settle in and imagine yourself in a very, very comfortable place. Maybe it's right exactly where you are. If you'd like to use your mind's eye, you could close the eyes, clear the breath, and take your mind to a place that is incredibly comfortable and familiar to you. A hammock in your yard, a vacation, a park you visit with your pet. Put yourself there. And as you put yourself there, imagine where you're sitting or standing. Feel the textures around you. Notice light and shade. Perhaps there's weather or temperature in the air. Perhaps the sun is shining. What sounds are there with you? As you listen for sounds in this place, maybe there are even tastes and smells that come to mind. Perhaps you're near the water, smelling a certain freshness or saltiness. Perhaps you're at the home of a loved one during a holiday with certain foods. And as we settle into this place of comfort that you've chosen, maybe even in your body you feel like you're there. If your place involves the dog with the park and the walk, maybe you feel your heart relax and open, warmth around the head and neck after a vigorous stroll. Maybe you're indoors in front of a fireplace. You feel warmth on your toes, on your cheeks. See if you can locate a physical feeling in your body that matches this place you've described and entered. And notice if there's anything in this place with you, other people, other beings. Any feelings, any atmosphere. Hold on to those sensations, feelings in your body of warmth and softness, openness. And over the next 4 minutes, we'll be very, very slowly letting that scene dissipate and dissolve. So that perhaps first the scene becomes a little more dim, slightly less colorful. Things become hazy or misty. And yet you retain that sense of comfort and peace. Perhaps you imagine the light and the color instead of drifting away as it dissipates, perhaps you imagine that it becomes something inside of you so that you absorb the light and the color. Feeling it in your skin. As the colors start to fade, listen for the sounds. Let them become softer and softer. You might store them in your heart. Is there a place inside the chest? Or maybe somewhere in the abdomen? Maybe the base of the neck, where those pleasant sounds enter and merge with your bones and your very being. Inhale the smells and the tastes of this scene. Take them deep into your heart. You might imagine them threading their way into your cells, into your very nervous system. And keep letting all of this disappear until it's just you, pulsing with the support and the love and the light, the comfort, familiarity of your place, your chosen scene. Breathe in this light and this love. Let it imprint itself in your body. Everything you need is here. And we have one more minute to sit quietly. You won't hear the sound of my voice. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then tuck the chin toward the chest, lift the chest up just a bit towards the chin. Inhale. Again, flutter the eyes open, or perhaps use your hands, warming them, rubbing them together, covering the eyes, opening up to light. Slowly returning to the place where you are, and yet having everything you need within you. I hope that taking time to meditate in this way, visualizing the things that support you, is useful. I wish all of you health and happiness and peace. I hope the summer goes well for each of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me lead the meditation tonight. If you'd like to revisit the intention you set at the beginning of our time together, you might do that. You also might let it go completely. It's a half an hour later. Perhaps there are different intentions for you now. May all beings be well. May all beings be healthy and happy and free. Thank you, and namaste.